Ladies and gentlemen, while you continue to enjoy your meal, I'd like to welcome you and thank you for attending tonight's Gold Force Gala hosted by Georgia Southwestern State University and the GSW Alumni Association. My name is Scott Westbrook and I'll be serving as your MC tonight. I'll go ahead and apologize beforehand because when the person who asked me to do this, I said, you realize when I volunteer, you get what you pay for. So apologies on the forefront. I grew up, some of you may not know me, I grew up in Alpharetta, Georgia, but in my early 20s, I ended up and have been living in Butler, Georgia. And a lot of people say, how do you end up in Butler from Alpharetta? Well, the same way anybody from a metropolitan, cosmopolitan area ends up in an obscure outpost. I got there by witness protection. You'd be surprised how many people believe that. I'm a member of the Georgia Southwestern Foundation Board of Trustees, and on weekends, I like to be the front door greeter and serve on the Hindsight Committee at Central Baptist Church. We have a great crowd tonight, and I enjoyed meeting a lot of you in the lobby beforehand. And there's a lot of movers and shakers here, beautiful crowd, everybody dressed wonderfully, you look great. There's a lot of people who are, we're getting rid of all the stray dogs that are hanging around outside with this microphone. So, but you know, it's rare that I get to be in front of a group like this. So if y'all just give me about 15 minutes, I want to share about all the endless possibilities about a little company called Amway. This year's year 3 for the gala, and we're batting 1,000 so far. So if you folks keep coming back, we'll be able to keep serving dinner and having this annually. As you can see from the program, we have an outstanding list of awardees tonight to recognize. To give a proper greeting and welcome from Georgia Southwestern, we welcome to the stage the pride of Ocilla, Georgia, Stephen Snyder from the University Advancement and the GSW Foundation.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate the energy you provide here to start the program. You know, you bring everybody up, and now I'm going to bring us back down again. So sorry. It's great to be here tonight. This is a signature event for Georgia Southwestern, and we're grateful you're here to help us celebrate great things happening on campus. Great things like record enrollment with more than 3,700 students, graduating nearly 600 students in December, or raising more than $1.25 million in scholarship funding through the Propel campaign we completed last year. Our guests and all our attendees are pretty special too. I'd like to welcome GSW Alumni Association President Andrea Ingram and our Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Jeff Benton. Jeff is also here, and he's here with his lovely wife, Amy, who is a past recipient as well of an Outstanding Alumni Award. Our President, Dr. Michelle Johnston, and her husband, Dr. Gene Pierce, are attending their first Gold Force Gala. So let's give them all a round of applause. If you've attended a basketball game in the Storm Dome before, you know what a great venue this is, okay? Many of you have probably been in here and cheered on the Canes. It's a great venue for basketball. Well, special thanks to the Gala Committee, the GSW Physical Plant Director, Jen Smith, and all of her staff, members of the Alumni Board, countless other volunteers who converted the arena into this beautiful space. So let's give them a hand as well. And Aladdin Campus Dining has prepared a great meal again this year. They're our premier gold sponsor for the evening, and let's give a hand for that filet. A big thank you to our Gala Planning Committee, led by Angela Smith, which also includes John Tankersley and Heather Kilcrease from Aladdin, Jen Smith, Andrea Ingram, Miss Cheryl Fletcher, Ryan Garnto, David Jenkins, Sean McGee, Angie Christmas, Chelsea Collins, Sydney Scott, Bob Slinker, Royce Hackett, and Leon Holloway. So let's give them a hand as well. We want this to be an enjoyable night for you with great food, good fellowship, and by the time you leave, we're confident you'll know that Georgia Southwestern is on the rise. We hope you enjoyed your champagne welcome as you arrived and invite you to keep the glass flute as a token from this evening. Our student marshals will, they've given you, hopefully you've all gotten your handled bags and tissue paper to help you carry those home when you leave. And whether you are one of our record number of donors or you've contributed a major gift towards the Griffin Bell Conference Center, which is on track to be completed in April, your support matters. And by the way, there are a few naming opportunities at Griffin Bell left, so if you're interested, just talk to me after. In the months to come, you may hear about a new comprehensive fundraising campaign called Rising Together, Shaping Futures. It will positively impact student access, student success, and the outstanding faculty that lead our classrooms. You can ask me about it, or we may be asking you as well. Now it's my pleasure to introduce a student who stands as a beacon to the rest of the student body. He's really tall. One of our scholarship recipients, Mr. Boone Prince.
Good evening, everyone. As Stephen said, my name is Boone Prince, and I'm a proud senior exercise science major here at Georgia Southwestern State University. I'm from Cairo, Georgia, a small, close-knit community about 45 minutes north of Tallahassee, for those who are unfamiliar with the area. When deciding where to attend college, I focused on smaller, community-oriented schools within the state. GSW is actually the first school I toured, and honestly, it didn't take long to realize that this is where I belong. The kindness and welcoming spirit I encountered spoke volumes from the moment that I stepped on campus. I didn't want to just be a number. I wanted to be known and valued. GSW has given me that and so much more. Before arriving on campus in August of 2022, I applied, interviewed, and was accepted into the President Jimmy Carr Leadership Program. As a member of the program, I'm honored to receive a scholarship thanks to the Charles L. Mix Memorial Fund. This program has been a cornerstone of my college experience. And over the past 4 years, I've witnessed incredible growth in myself and my fellow cohort members. Shout out to Cohort 4. I know a couple of them are in the back. Together, we've explored leadership styles, excelled academically, served our community, and embraced opportunities to lead on campus. One of the greatest things I've learned is that leadership isn't one size fits all. It's about adapting to change, embracing your strengths and weaknesses, and growing into the best version of yourself to better serve those around you. One of the most impactful moments from my GSW experience was the leadership program first-year student retreat with my cohort. The relationships that I built that day are ones I know I'll remain with for the rest of my life. That experience was transformative, allowing me to prepare for the challenges of college life ahead and giving me a sense of belonging before I even arrived at campus. I was determined to get involved and make the most of my time here from that day on. I haven't let off the gas since. I've continued to be an active member in the President Jimmy Carr Leadership Program and a not one, but two-time intramural volleyball champion. Shout out to my team, Jimmy's Kids. Serve as a GSW Marshal, a Storm Spotter New Student Coordinator, GSW Zephyr, and President of the Exercise Science Club. I'm also a student worker for the first-year Experience Department, part of the Recreation and Wellness Leadership Team, was crowned a 2024-2025 Mr. GSW, and last but not least, I was elected the 2025 President of Sigma Chi. I know I see several of my Sigma Chi brothers in the crowd tonight, so shout out to y'all. Because of the mentorship and support I've received, I've made it my mission to pay it forward. I want to ensure other students, especially first-year students, have the same opportunities to adjust, thrive, and succeed outside and inside the classroom. The professors here at GSW are more than experts in their field. They're deeply invested in us as individuals. I know you don't find that everywhere, and I'll always cherish that. In the Exercise Science Department, I've been fortunate to have consistent support from my instructor, especially my academic advisor, Dr. Benjamin Metter. His guidance has been invaluable, And because of him and my other professors, I feel confident that when I graduate this fall, I'll be well prepared for my next chapter, occupational therapy school. I'm also accepting letters of recommendation, so I'll go ahead and throw that one out there. It may sound like I have it all together, but let me be honest. College is hard. The classes here aren't easy. Success does require effort. But the good news is that real success is possible at GSW, extending far beyond the classroom. Tonight, you'll hear stories from a few of our distinguished alumni who embody this idea. One of them, the young alumnus of the year, Mr. Luke Ellis, is a great example. And come on, have you seen that guy? He's pretty great. Well, on a more serious note, I've learned that life is full of change. It happens with each passing second, and learning to embrace that change has been one of the most valuable lessons that I've gained at GSW. From transitioning to college, navigating new challenges and opportunities, change has taught me resilience and adaptability. Did those sound familiar, Dr. Johnston? No, it was in my leadership piece. As I close, I sincerely thank each of you for being here and your unwavering support of Georgia Southwestern. Your generosity creates life-changing opportunities for students like me. Your impact is immeasurable, whether through scholarships, program support, simply fostering this incredible community. On behalf of my fellow students and me, thank you for investing in our future. As President Carter once said, we are not alone. We are a part of a great movement of people who have chosen to dedicate themselves to the betterment of the world. You are that great movement for us. Your belief in us inspires us every day to live like GSW's values teaches us. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your evenings.
Good evening. It is an honor, it is exciting to be the president at Georgia Southwestern State University. And when you meet students like Boone, you know the incredible work that we are doing here. Boone's story is just a perfect illustration of how we hope students fully lean in to their college experience here. And yes, I remember resiliency and adaptability as leadership qualities that Boone shared with me in our class, a leadership class that I taught this last semester, and I know that you saw those as so incredibly important. We're so proud of you, Boone. Even before he stepped into a GSW classroom for the first time, Boone was volunteering to help other students on move-in day. If there is an event on campus, Boone is there. He is hard to miss. His accomplishments and his engagement level are exemplary, but they're not entirely unique, because what I have found is that Georgia Southwestern is proud to have many, many students like Boone, and many of them are in the room tonight, and you've had a chance to meet them as they're serving as marshals tonight. Let's give them a big round of applause for that. So all of us here tonight are a critical and a huge part of the success of our students. Your support, it helps them achieve this. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is the diploma cover. And I have asked every faculty and staff member on our campus to display this diploma cover in a prominent place in their office, because I want to make sure that every student, every visitor, every person that goes into an office on our campus realizes that this is what we are all working together for every single day. Collectively, our students, they rise together and they help shape the future of Georgia Southwestern, but as they graduate, also this region, the state, and beyond. Some of them may someday serve in public service. Service roles like Georgia Representatives Mike Chokas and Patty Marie Stinson, and County Commissioner Clay Jones, and former Mayor Barry Blunt, who are all here tonight, and many others who serve. Or they will lead businesses, organizations, be entrepreneurs, serve in classrooms, in the medical field, or be scientists, technology innovators, writers, musicians, artists. We are in the business of futures. We know that students who graduated in 2023 with a bachelor's degree from Georgia Southwestern will earn, on average, $1.4 million more in their life and in their careers than they would have if they had not gone to Georgia Southwestern. $1.4 million more. And that is only going to grow in the coming years. A degree matters. A degree has value. It changes the trajectory of lives and family trees. To make sure that our graduates stand above the rest, compete for the best jobs, we will be launching a comprehensive career development effort at GSW like we have never seen before. You will see its presence and its impact everywhere on our campus. Starting from the moment students come to campus for orientation, before they ever take their first class, we will be talking about their future. We will be talking about their careers and preparing them for that. And tonight we have an opportunity together to provide the first dollars of investment in this game-changing effort. We have 250 people here tonight. If every one of us donates $100 tonight toward this effort, before we leave here tonight, we raise $25,000 that will be the seed money for this career development effort. From robust and plentiful internships, hands-on learning, better relational and communication and problem skills development, career planning, programming, you name it. But we can make that difference tonight.
Dr. Johnson,
Yes.
I hate to interrupt you,
Yes.
but if the people, I would like a list tonight of the people that don't give the $100 because they can benefit from a little company I call Amway.
Okay. Thank you,
So
Scott.
if you'll give me the list of the folks that don't give the $100, I would like to meet them personally and give them some opportunities.
Thank you, Scott. Extra motivation for us, right? I love it. Thank you so much. There is a QR code. If you look at this piece that's at every place, on the back of it, there's a QR code. And if you scan that, it will take you right to the page where there's a student success fund. And if each one of us donates $100, we're going to get to that $25,000. And you're going to see that this is going to be a huge impact. I'm so excited about it. It's much more than a career initiative. It's much more than a program or a project. It is a sea change for Georgia Southwestern. So thank you. If you don't have your phones and don't want to use the QR code, there are also envelopes on the table, and you can leave us a check and check with anyone, and you'll hear more about this as we go through the night. But again, thank you so much for being here and welcoming us to our first Gold Force Gala, and to celebrate our outstanding alumni and to celebrate Georgia Southwestern tonight. I'm happy to welcome Angela Smith from GSW Alumni Affairs to kick off the special awards for tonight. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Angela Smith. I'm going to try to read this up at my classes. Proudly serve in the Office of Alumni Affairs for the university. This is one of our favorite events ever. And we just think that all of you add just that perfect amount of sparkle to make the evening we will not soon forget. It's also an evening that is fitting to celebrate GSW's Outstanding Alumni Awards, as well as Community Champions this year. Throughout the evening, you will enjoy video introductions for each recipient. And we want to thank all the family members, special friends, and colleagues who have shared personal thoughts and observations about each of the winners. These videos would not have been made possible if not for Mr. Bob Slinker, who worked tirelessly to edit them in such a way that is memorable for all of our honorees. And we hope that all of you will please help us thank him for all of his work. He's in the back there, and he doesn't get as much credit as I think he deserves. So without further ado, we will begin with the Family Legacy Award given to a multi-generational family with tradition of attending GSW and who has shown continued interest in and support of the university. This family's sibling string is packed with over 20 GSW alumni spanning from 1935 to 2016.
We rode a bus from Plains every day, and our class was not big, and but we had good people and had good teachers. I just enjoyed the whole thing, the whole deal. I was valedictorian of Plains, and I had a scholarship here, yeah. We had Charles, was my oldest brother, after Sarah, my sister, and then Jack next, and then Earl, and then Hallie, and then my daddy got killed in May before I was born in December. He got killed on the railroad, and so I was the favorite among everybody. I reckon I got spoiled because everybody had to look after me after Daddy got killed. Sarah and I were always real close. She was actually more like a mother to me.
After Sarah's husband died, they needed somebody that could take care of the kids and check on them. So they appointed Julian and his older brother to be their guardians. And till they graduated from high school, they were like our kids. We had to make sure that they had everything they needed, and we had to make sure that they were okay. And we spent a lot of nights going back and forth out there to check on them, to make sure that they were safe and had everything they needed. And we grew really close to the kids. We have two children that graduated from Georgia Southwestern, Tony and Julie, and they both have accounting degrees. And we have two granddaughters that both graduated from here.
I always thought that when the kids graduated from high school, they ought to come out here. wasn't in the need in going anywhere else, because this was as good a school as you would find anywhere, you know. Well, we were sort of surprised when we learned that this was going on, you know, how many of our family had done that. We just never thought about it because it was already done, you know, and they decided to go here, and I never counted up how many was going here, you know, but it was always, I think, a good place for them to go, and I think they were better for it by going here instead of going off from home, you know.
I think it's an honor that they recognize our family.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Jackie told me before I got my speech together that it needed to be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject, but short enough to be interesting. So here goes. On behalf of my mom, her siblings, myself, and my cousins and their spouses who received an education from Georgia Southwestern University, I thank you for this award. GSW, its beautiful campus, its faculty and staff through the years have always and does always mean a lot to our family. I speak for everyone here, present and not, to say that we are deeply honored to be the honoree tonight for the Legacy Family Award of 2025. How was that, Jack? Good.
Thank you so much. What a tremendous family and legacy. I don't know all the members of the family, but I know they must be a phenomenal bunch to overcome that anchor Tony Smith was right there. They had to overcome his shortcomings to make that. Just a few housekeeping things. Boone, I got you covered on those letters. Me and Chat GPT, we can spit out 50 by the morning. So no problems there. And Stephen said that the gift was a flute. I want y'all to realize for those from Oscilla, that's the little champagne glasses. I know it may have been a little confusing for the Oscilla bunch here tonight, but anyway. We are here tonight to recognize Georgia Southwestern and the GSW Alumni Association is a group that advocates for you hurricane grads. If you're a current or life member of the Alumni Association, please stand. Lee Wynn J. Finkley was our first alumni director, and the award named for her recognizes individuals who have demonstrated exceptional service to campus life, the Alumni Association, or the university. This year's award recipient gives much of her time to the university through her service to the Alumni Association, and she can keep tabs on what's happening on campus through her son-in-law, Matthew Moore. Matthew, you here tonight? Okay, good. I think Stephen said you're going to lead us in a song later, right? Matthew works at a physical plant. Matthew, I think you've been recognized. Stephen said he wanted to make sure you got recognized, so check that off the box. Cheryl loves GSW, and that will be clear for everyone who sees this video.
I've known Cheryl for about 33 years. I started teaching at Sumter Elementary in 1992, and she was a teacher there. And we just became friends, and she found out my husband was a huge college football fan, and her husband was too, and so we got together and have been friends ever since. There are many ways I could describe Cheryl. Number one, I think, is godly. She's very faithful. She's all about her faith and all about her church. She's also very nurturing. Her grandchildren call her BG, which means best grandma ever, and she is. She loves those grandchildren, and she will defend them to her dying day, and they are precious. She's also very talented. She's so crafty. She can do anything you want, pretty much what you ask her to do, she'll do it. She's kind, loving, caring. She's dependable. She's loyal. she's your biggest cheerleader. She's one that you want to have in your corner. Cheryl is a champion for GSW. She is at every event that I can remember seeing her at. She is very vocal about how she feels about GSW. She loves GSW, and she will encourage you to attend GSW. She's very loyal and very and good for GSW. When I think of GSW, I think of Cheryl because her father worked here, her mother worked here, she graduated from here, and so I think of GSW, I think of Cheryl. It is my honor and privilege to introduce my friend Cheryl Fletcher as the winner of the Lewin Finkley Award.
Yes, I had to bring them. Aren't they beautiful? We moved here in '67 when Southwestern became a 4-year school, and I grew up on this campus. A lot to me. This award means a lot to me. Serving on the GSW Alumni Board means a lot to me and my family does. But these two right here mean the world. Thank you.
Thank you. They pounced that on me tonight that I've got to stand up here in the picture. And they think they're fooling. They're not fooling me. I know that when you put a big walrus like me in the picture, it's to make the other people look good. So my feelings are a little bit hurt, so I'm going to have to get past that, okay? So y'all pray for me. We want to express our appreciation to Stuart Perry and everyone at Perry Wellness Center and Rudy's Happy Patch for providing our greenery this evening and everyone who helped transport. All the ferns and greenery on loan from Rudy's, and they haven't charged us a dime. The Young Alumnus Award of the Year is given to an emerging leader making waves in his or her field, serves as a role model, and whose actions reflect positively on the university. I think you will find our next recipient is the whole package, and we couldn't be prouder to call him an outstanding alumnus. Let's hear from his friend and mentor.
I have known Luke probably over 10 years. I met him through the world of admissions and recruiting. That's one great thing about that profession is that you are out and about, so you see people and really get to know them. So I would see him at college fairs, professional organization, GACRO, which is the Georgia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers. The adjectives I would use to describe Luke, his contagious laughter, I think, is one thing that comes to my mind when I think of Luke. Then I also think about his signature footwear, the flip-flop. But then when I think of adjectives, I think of someone who's fiercely loyal and dedicated, loves deeply. He builds those relationships with people. When you're around Luke, you feel like you're the only one in the room. You're the most important person that he's talking to at that time. And that's a gift that he has, and he means it. He's very authentic in all that he does. So his love for Courtney, his love for friends, his love for family, his love for Georgia Southwestern is just really deep and authentic and means a lot to everyone he's around. he is so dedicated to the institution and gives back in lots of ways with his time, with his positive attitude. He's always willing to give back to the institution, and I think he represents Georgia Southwestern well throughout the whole state and the region through his involvement with recruiting and also with his involvement with the professional organization. I would like to congratulate my friend Luke Ellis as the recipient of the Young Alumnus Award for Georgia Southwestern State University.
So I was very nervous about walking up the stairs by myself, so Ella helped me out. So thank you, dear. I appreciate it. So, it's one of those things. I love what Boone said, and you hear it many times from a lot of our graduates and our alumni that we have an incredible institution, and we've heard it said many times that there is no place like this place. And to me, you can't find a better institution to work, attend, make friends, find a wife. And when students graduate, they have the same story as Boone. And you'll hear quotes like Abraham Lincoln, "All I am or hope to be is because of my angel mother." And the words resonate with me, and I go further with that to include the influences of my faith, my family, friends, and the GSW community. Every member of my family, my friends, mentors, and GSW has left an indelible mark on my life and on me. And these influences and the resultant experiences provided, molded, shaped, and sometimes beat me into who I am today. So furthermore, without the influence of the folks in this room, I could not be made worthy of such an honor. So I thank you all for investing in me, and I'll always strive to be the person that you think I am, which is the best version of me. So thank you for making me who I am today. I am greatly honored, and I truly appreciate everybody in this room. Thank you all. Yeah, sure. Oh, we got to point it the right way. Congratulations. I appreciate it.
Luke, if you think those stairs are an obstacle, you need to maneuver through this minefield of mic wires back here that I have to walk, man. I tell you, I empathize with you on that. Thanks go to many groups in the room, one of those being Citizen Bank of America's, a Blue sponsor. President Rick Whaley is hosting his table tonight. Thank you for what you do and your team do for our community. We also want to thank Mike Leader, the GSW Athletics Department, and specifically basketball teams and their coaches for allowing us to take over the Storm Dome for the gala this evening. Since Wednesday, there we go, sorry y'all. They are not just building student athletes, but are developing leaders both on and off the court, and we are grateful for their commitment to the athletics program. We ask that you mark your calendar for Friday, May 9th, as the golf balls will fall from the sky in the 6th annual Hailstorm. The money raised in that event has been instrumental in growing the programs and improving our facilities, helping us in recruitment of student athletes. Speaking of athletics, our next award recipient is a fitting inductee into the GSW Athletic Hall of Fame.
I've known Tommy for over 40 years. I played for Coach Knight here at Southwestern, his dad, Godfrey. I played for him, and Tommy was in high school. So we both shared the same stadium, old Bell Street Stadium, outside of town near the rec department. We shared the same stadium as America's High School. So Tommy was playing at America's High School, and I was playing for his dad. And sometimes we would play early, they would play late, but we'd watch them play a good bit. As good a player as Tommy was, I think he was drafted by the Braves coming out of college. He was, as a coach, he was equally as effective and successful. all of his teams were always very sound. They knew what to do, when to do it, and I'm sure he got a lot of that from his dad too, what to do in certain situations, but always had very successful teams. As a person, Tommy Knight obviously is my friend. I've known Tommy for a long time. He is the most God-fearing family man I think I know. He loves Carol Ann to death, his two girls, Catherine and Aaron, and their families, his grandkids. He's a God-fearing family man. It's exactly how I would describe him. And he would do anything for you. If I needed something right now, I know he'd get in a vehicle and he'd drive. I can't think of anybody that deserves this more from the standpoint of being the type of person you want in the Hall of Fame, promoting Georgia Southwestern. He tells everybody about Georgia Southwestern, and so he's an ambassador for this university too. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the 2025 inductee to the GSW Hall of Fame, my friend, Tommy Knight.
Obviously, I've known Craig for a long time, and I was kind of worried about what he was going to say, but holy cow, that made me seem a whole lot better than I really am. But thank you, Craig. I appreciate that. Coach Leader and the Hall of Fame Committee, I appreciate this honor. Lisa, thank you for the nomination and for your persistence. And her and Clint been friends of ours since college. We met here as well as Craig and Lynn. We met at Southwestern. Lifelong friends from that time on. I met my wife Carol Ann here. I really don't know where I would be without her, so I want to tell her thank you as well. This is truly an honor, and what makes it really, really special is my dad being in the Hall of Fame too. You know, every kid grows up with an idol. My dad was mine. I wanted to please him. I wanted him to be proud of me. And to be in the Hall of Fame with him is really, really special. So thank y'all very much.
I read something the other day, said if you like getting your picture made, we probably can't be friends. I am not a good picture taker, but I tell you what, these folks that are getting these awards tonight are going to make a great photo album. I also hope you have the opportunity to browse the auction items that are out in the foyer. The auction will end at 9 o'clock, and we'll be sure to give you a heads up even while you're on the dance floor this evening. All the items are bid on in person this year. There's a couple of confusing items out there I need to clear up. One, there are two massage items out there. There's one here locally in America. It's a Swedish massage that I think I saw my wife bid on. But there's that massage place in Unadilla. And George Torbert, you got outbid. But this is the trucker-friendly one, not the one on the other side of the interstate. So, and the cookout gift cards that people are bidding on, Will Peterson, you were outbid on those. But I want to make sure everybody knows these are for breakfast items only at Cookout. So just want to clear those few items up. Aladdin Campus Dining is a great partner with the university, and tonight they are our gold sponsor. We hope you are enjoying the meal. Give them a hand, please. The Visionary Award is given to an entrepreneur and innovator with a commitment to turn a vision into reality, the courage to assume risk, and the ability to make changes and create new opportunities. Our next awardee certainly embodies these traits, having taken an idea that he first had on campus and turning it into a special events empire.
I met Tiwa in 1999 here at Georgia Southwestern State University, and he was a student, met him in the Marshall Student Center at the time, and he had an interest, he and some other gentlemen, in joining our fraternity. And once he joined and he pledged and he crossed over, he always was this busybody. So that was in 99. So it's been about 25, this will be 26 years I've known him. And he was this guy that stood out. And he stood out in a way that showed that he had a vision of going somewhere. And his parents did a great job of instilling that in him. And then further, when he came back for homecoming, I knew Atlanta Greek Picnic was something that was related to Kappa, but to just pinpoint who that Kappa was, he came home, and I say home, referring to Americans, the GSW for homecoming, and he and I were talking, and I said, Atlanta Greek Picnic, are you familiar with that? And he said, yeah, that's me. And I said, stop it. And he said, no, for real. And he said, the work that I did here for our Nuke, I took that and started small in Atlanta, and then I was able to receive sponsors, and it grew. And I said, well, it's on a national scale now. And he said, yeah, I'm the starter of that. On a global scale, I know that he flies back home to Nigeria often, Lagos. He always would tell us about Lagos, but he also was the Man of the Year. He received an award for being the Man of the Year, and he was recognized on one of their shows over there. But he has not forgotten his roots, and to go back and to keep that connection going and taking place speaks volume to not forgetting home. From the Lambda Psi chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi here at Georgia Southwestern State University, we recognize Mr. Tiwa Gangle Williams as the Visionary Award recipient for 2025. Congratulations, sir. Well deserved.
Thank you. I want to start by thanking the GSW Alumni Fest for having me. This is such an amazing award and an honor to be here back home at GSW. I almost missed this award, I won't lie, because I saw numerous missed calls from a 229 number about 3 times, and I thought it was the bookstore calling for some old book, you know. So there's no better honor than receiving a recognition from my great alma mater, and especially being a Visionary Award. GSW is my forever home that exposed me and prepared me for family, for life, and for business success as I have today. No matter what magazine I'm in, no matter interviews from Forbes, the Black Enterprise, anything, I always brag about Georgia Southwestern State University. I have to let them know where I came from. I have to let them understand the foundation was right here in Georgia Southwestern Americans. Even though I graduated with a degree in computer information systems, I want to be thankful that my entrepreneurial spirit was born right here in the domes of Be First, Duncan, in 109 especially. I want to grateful for great programs such as the orientation team, SAB, Student African American Brotherhood, my fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, as well as numerous other organizations that really took me on, gave me hands-on life skills and opportunities. And I want to just also thank a lot of the deans. You know, sometimes the lessons are not learned in the classrooms from the dean of students, faculty, teachers, staff, and friends. They give you such life lessons that you stand as a foundation to become who you are today. So I want to just be very thankful to let you all know that the idea, as my great frat brother was talking about, was born in the hallways. We've raised well over $250,000 for scholarship endeavors. We have a $25 million economic impact on the city of Atlanta, and we draw well over 500,000 people to the city over the last 20 years. With this Visionary Award, I pledge and continue to be an outstanding alumni, to be here to support our president, to supply our alumni affairs, and to make sure that we can take our Georgia Southwestern to our next level. Thank you all for having me.
The event tonight is also made possible thanks to numerous volunteers. Important among them is the advancement and foundation staff. You have no doubt noticed finely dressed students welcome you inside, guiding you to your table and answering your questions. Many of our best students serve as marshals and are a big part of making this event successful. We would like to take this opportunity to showcase these student leaders who serve as GSW hosts at events such as this. We would also like to acknowledge an alumni-owned business, J. Marie Bridal and Formal Wear in Covington, Georgia, who so graciously outfitted our young men and women this evening. We have several from J. Marie with us this evening, and if they would please stand and be recognized. The 2025 Canes Community Champions have made a career out of serving others, making our community a better place to live and work, and supporting Georgia Southwestern State University. Both graduates of America's High and married in 1960, they have been foundational to the success of Americas through servant action and entrepreneurship. If you combine their service on local boards, they've all been covered: the Hospital Authority, First Methodist Church, Cancer Society, Chamber of Commerce, and the Kiwanis Club, to name a few. This doesn't even count 2 years in the Navy. This award recognizes a dedicated servant of the community who shows a fervent record of collaboration and advocacy for GSW.
So I've known Bill and Ann Harris for really over 30 years. We first met through the Walk to Emmaus spiritual weekends at Dooley Campground, and became friends over the years. Well, I truly believe that Ann and Bill Harris are faithful servants. They just love to serve. They love God first, and out of that love for God and the relationship that they have with God, they love their neighbor. And it manifests itself in their life through the opportunities that they've had to make this community better. They have constantly, throughout their lifetime, been instrumental in helping others get better in their own life. They have been ambassadors for progress in Americas and the community, and especially for Georgia Southwestern. They love to help others. They love to serve. If there's one word that I could say about them, and that is that they're faithful servants. Well, they are definitely champions for this community, that's for sure. I know that, the lives that have been impacted by their service to others, I don't know if we could count the number of people that they have, their paths have crossed, and their life is better because of Ann and Bill Harris. Such great people, such people that serve community with integrity, with compassion and love, for sure. Tonight, I'm honored to introduce to you the 2025 recipients of the GSW Canes Community Champion Award, Ann and Bill Harris. Congratulations, Ann and Bill. We all love you.
Thank you so much. We are just humbled and honored to receive this honor. Bill and I have always tried to be encouragers and supporters of our community, and we consider GSW as a beacon in this community. My love for GSW started when I was 6 years old. I was asked to be a part of the May Day event. I was to dress as a court jester and tumble all the way across the lawn in front of Sanford's Hall to honor the May Queen and her court. Well, that is a treasured memory of my childhood, and I've loved this campus ever since. And that love has just grown over the years as we have watched GSW become the university, the wonderful university that it is today. We've attended so many events out here that are open to the public, educational, musical, cultural, sport. We have met and made so many lifelong friends through the faculty, staff, administration, and the students that are just dear friends now. And we have watched this university expand its opportunities for learning to just grow and grow and impact state and beyond. We are proud that one of our children graduated from here, Lee. And another son, even though Bill and I didn't go here, when our son Bill Jr. Began to teach a course on Computer 101, Bill and I signed up. I absolutely loved it. Bill, well, if you got grades for continuing ed, I'm afraid Bill Jr. would have flunked his dad. But on a serious note, we are just, with this faculty, this administration and staff that we have now, under the wonderful leadership of Dr. Johnson, there are just no limit to the height that GSW can go. Thank you for this award.
First of all, I emphatically deny what my wife said about that computer course. I did not fail it. I took a WF, which meant withdrawn failing. So it didn't count. I certainly do agree with what Ann has said about our relationship with this college. And you know, we've been married for 63 years, and agreeing with her about the college is one of the few things I agree with her on during these 63 years. But as has been mentioned, neither one of us graduated from here, but I grew up 2 blocks up the street on Gloucester Street, and Ann grew up on Hancock Drive. And so we've been neighbors of the college for many years. I'm probably, Ann and I both are probably one of the few people here that remember when it was a 2-year school and had about 600 or 700 students. However, if I look at the audience, I see one other couple older than we are. I won't mention any names, but I'm glad to know we aren't the oldest. When we moved back here after 2 years in the Navy, I went into the banking world, and I ended up teaching a money and banking course out here for about a year. I don't think anybody that I taught went into banking, so I either scared them or didn't make a very good impression. But during that time, it was very valuable to me because I really began to focus on how important this school is to this community to Southwest Georgia and to the state. And to just emphasize that point, I got Stephen to look up some statistics and things about the college, and I think you'd be interested in real quick. They've already mentioned that the school had the highest percent of increase in enrollment this past year of any of the colleges in the university system. This past year, there was over $100 million were spent in the economic situation in our community. And so only agriculture, I guess, spends more than that, but this is a tremendous impact on our economy in Americus and Sumter County. The school employs 1,127 employees. That's on a part-time and a full-time basis. And every year there are 90 to 100 nurses that graduate from here that go into the Phoebe system. And so as I looked around this community and you see all the businesses that have college graduates from Southwestern working with them, you can just get a really good feeling of how important this organization, this system is to this community. I also noticed that in the Sumter County school system and in the Sly County school system, there were over 200 teachers that got a degree from Georgia Southwestern. But more importantly, even than what I'm talking about from an economic standpoint, is the fact that the faculty, the staff, the administration, and the students are all great citizens of this community. They belong to our churches, they belong to our civic clubs, they belong to the Chamber of Commerce, they belong to all sorts of organizations. And so many of them are just really good friends, and so they are a tremendous asset to this community. So again, we really appreciate this honor. We thank you, Georgia Southwestern, and we thank each one of you for what you do in supporting this really great institution. Thank you.
Mr. Harris, I just want to tell you there's no shame in struggling in a class. Yours was Computer 101, mine happened to be DUI school. But we made it through it. Partners like servant leaders help sustain any community. Our partners at Phoebe Sumter Medical Center are a big part of the success at GSW, whether it's helping train and hire our nursing graduates or through supporting an event like the Gold Force Gala. We couldn't do it without them. Thank you to Carlisle Walton and your team, who are also Blue sponsors for tonight's event. The Aeolian Award is given to an alumnus who has distinguished himself in his profession as well as in the community. This award is chosen based on outstanding lifetime achievement as a distinguished alumni and community leader. Our recipient loves Americus and has been active and involved as a GSW alumni. When you hear the name Marty Mack in Americus, Georgia, a smile inevitably comes across your face, and maybe some laughter too.
I've known Marty McDonald for 37 years now or more. I met him in 1998, spring of 1998, at Good Time Charlie's with a bunch of other guys. We were hanging out on a Wednesday night like we did back in the day at Georgia Southwestern, and I can remember meeting Marty and a bunch of the guys in the fraternity, and we were hanging out, and I tell you, I don't know that I've ever laughed so hard in my life and listened to Marty McDonald and a few of the other guys do Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes and all that cool stuff. So, yeah, 37 years I've known Marty and been friends ever since. Well, one thing that's important to note about Marty, and you learn this over time as you get a chance to get to know him, he's a very humble person. Marty's been in community service in a number of different ways over the years that I've met him, ever since I've met him. He works through the church. He's been a volunteer in the community and leadership roles. I think he's a lifetime trustee for the foundation board. He's a lifetime member of Kiwanis. He's been a part of First Baptist Church ever since I was going there, and he and I were in the same Sunday school class. And I've watched Marty do a countless number of acts within the community. I think even now he's a volunteer fireman. One of the things you find out about Marty is that he's a great athlete. You know, he's a Georgia Southwestern baseball player. And as I got to know him over time, and I learned about how much he actually gave back to the college, I was truly impressed. He's a past Hurricane Club president. And again, Marty has spent countless hours working with the college students and supporting the athletic programs as well as any other program. I think he and Paula started a scholarship here at Georgia Southwestern as well. So Marty's been an advocate ever since I met him. It doesn't matter what sport it was, whether it was volleyball, basketball, baseball, football, it didn't matter. Marty was always there to be able to support cooking chicken, hot dogs, or whatever it took to be able to help the teams out, whatever the need was. He was always there to help fundraise or support the teams. Well, it's my honor to introduce to you all Marty McDonald, this year's winner of the ALN Award for Georgia Southwestern State University.
Well, thank you for that introduction, those kind words. Don't know where to start other than I thought I was up for the Young Alumni Award. Angela told me I was too old. I asked her, I said, am I up for the Hall of Fame? She said, no, you weren't that good. So anyway, I'm humbled by the kind words. Jeff, thank you very much. Those were some good times at Good Time Charlie's. We had a strict schedule back in the day. We went to Yesterdays on Tuesday, Pat's on Wednesday, Good Time Charlie's on Thursday, ladies' night somewhere, I don't know, but it was a good time. But anyway, I've been accused of doing a lot of things, and I just want to tell you, a lot of that stuff is done by my wife, Paula. I'm just the pretty face out front that takes credit for it. So thank you, Paula. My mother always said I was blessed, and it's true. I was blessed. I was blessed to be a Hurricane. I was blessed to be in the Kappa Sigma fraternity and meet all those guys. Thank y'all for coming. Appreciate y'all. I was blessed to have a loving family, and I appreciate all y'all and friends. And thank you all for being here. And my prayer tonight is that God will continue to bless all of you as you go out through your lives. And God will just enrich your lives in many, many ways. So thank you so much, and I appreciate it very much. And thanks, Scott, for making me look good.
Now I'm going to turn the program over to Andrea Ingram. And Jeff Benton. Let's give him a hand.
Thank you for being here tonight. I am Andrea Ingram, the president of GSW Alumni Association, and I am thrilled to be standing here with Jeff Benton, the chairman of the Foundation Board of Trustees. Your presence here tonight is an encouragement to all GSW students, faculty, staff, and alumni. To the recipients, congratulations. You are very deserving. Tonight, we celebrate your achievements with admiration and joy.
Thank you, Andrew. It's an honor to be here tonight. We've been coming, Amy and I have been coming to these events now for about 10 years. And I'm telling you, we have really stepped up the game here. If this is your first gala, I hope you'll take this experience back home with you and share it with everybody and tell them what a great event it was, how much fun you have as we try to grow this in the near future. This has been an amazing event over the last few years. So just glad to see everybody here and very thankful to have you all with us. Earlier tonight, Dr. Johnson encouraged us, even challenged us all to really kind of dig deep and help support our GSW students, get them prepared for life and their careers after that. If you haven't used that QR code that's there on your table, I'd ask you to pick it up and scan it and donate tonight and help us get to the goal of $25,000 that we're trying to raise. If you're having trouble with that QR code, please let us know. We do have envelopes for you. We have multiple envelopes. If you want to write more than one check tonight, we'd love to have it. But please dig deep tonight and really think about everything that you've heard, the impact that this institution has on this community, on the lives of the students that we have here, and even your own life. If you've been touched by Georgia Southwestern, please help us as we try to raise some more money tonight and really benefit the school. And along with it, I think we have some housekeeping things tonight. I believe that the silent auction has been extended to 9:15. And then shortly after Andrea and I step down, I believe the band is going to come back up here and continue to play. At 9:15, if you settle up with anything that you've won, they'll hold that back there for you while you all put on your dancing shoes and come back out here and prepare to celebrate what it's like to take tomorrow by storm. Go Canes.